From Sigma Woman, this is the Business for Aligned Women podcast. I'm your host, Clara McKay, your aligned business coach and advocate for all things showing up for your vision. This is a no BS space for brave-hearted women who are actually craving change. I'm dedicated to bringing women's visions into reality, equipping women with all they need to build an abundant future, and shutting down all of the ways that you keep yourself small. Here, we're all about a women-centered approach, non-negotiable value alignment, and making bank without compromising your well-being. Each week, you're already one step closer to your most aligned and abundant future. Welcome to episode 100 of Business for Aligned Women podcast. Celebrating 100 episodes with you, I had lots of different ideas about what I wanted to cover today. And I had lots of different things. I wanted to maybe just do a little recap of what's happened this year, where I'm at, what's going on in my life. I wanted to talk about the importance of treating other women business owners well. If you want to succeed as a women business owner, I think that's a really juicy topic. And if you want to hear about that later, if that sparks some interest, please send me a DM and let me know. But I decided let's take a back seat and do the right thing and make sure that this episode is for you, about you, going to benefit you specifically. So the vast majority, not all, but the vast majority of people that I work with mainly are marketing themselves on Instagram. And even if they have other channels, their kind of mental priority is Instagram. So I wanted to talk a little bit today about some things that you can do to make sure your Instagram is working in the way that you want it to be and get that Instagram actually starting to attract and hopefully be flooded with specifically ready customers, not just people who like your stuff or are going to send you a nice message or write a nice comment, but people who are actually looking for your services and wanting to work with you. Before we get into that, I did want to invite you, and maybe this could be a nice little celebration of 100 episodes, to fill out the end of year listener survey. When you fill this out, you go into the running to win access to all of my self-led trainings. So that's a pretty significant value. And if especially you're like a beginner in business or you're just not in a place where you can invest, that would be an amazing competition to win, to basically have all of your business strategy work at least for next year, if not for the first half of next year, for you to focus on and getting access to that complimentary. So you can access the survey in the show notes, and it'll probably take you about 3 or 4 minutes. And that 3 or 4 minutes, you could make over $1,000 worth in value. Something that is happening a lot in my space in business coaching is black and white thinking. I hate this. I hate it. It's horrible to work with. And you kind of have to interrupt someone who's in black and white thinking. You have to kind of put your hand up and go, hold on, wait, but what? I see this happening all the time as a reason to not do things, as an avoidance mechanism, as a get out of jail free card, as a method of procrastination, rather than seeing that there are so many different possibilities and opportunities. You go, no, I'm not going to do that because, and it's really not an intelligent practice for any business owner. I could talk about black and white thinking until the end of days, and how we need to open up our mindset and increase that aperture on what's impossible for us. But let's talk about it specifically in regards to Instagram. And I think this might hit. Instagram doesn't work for me. I get no return on investment for the effort that it takes to put me in. No one finds me on Instagram. Instagram is dead for my business, etc., etc., etc. This is all black and white thinking. I hear it all the time. I also hear it about TikTok. No, TikTok sucks. I'm never going to find people on there. We come up with these silly associations as if these platforms owe us, as if we owe these platforms our loyalty. You don't owe Instagram loyalty, firstly, or any of the others. But I want to share with you the kind of mindset that a true professional business owner would have if they were facing that their Instagram wasn't really working. A success mindset would say, I'm going to go and get a proper strategy. So the way that I'm approaching Instagram is strategic, measurable. I'm going to give that strategy the time that it needs in order to get enough information to actually assess if it's working or not. And I'm going to make sure that I'm easily found on other channels by my highest ideal potential client, so that even if this new strategy doesn't work that well, at least I'm not putting all of my eggs in one basket. I think I might have called some of you out then. Call forward, call forward. If this is you, if you relate to that, if you are someone who's having that black and white thinking and that success mindset is just seems like it's on a different planet, it's okay. But I'm asking you right now in this moment to pull your socks up and take a step up. Success does not happen in a vacuum. It does not happen without you changing things, especially your mindset. It does not happen without you changing your approach to these things. And it will not happen until you start maybe doing more work, or at least doing work in a really different way in your business. If you're serious about making a lot of money and having good, healthy sales and using your business to support your lifestyle, you are going to have to approach it in a more professional way. And this success mindset is part of that. 2025 is the year in business that you get your marketing set from the foundations up. It's so important to make sure that you have really strategic foundations in your marketing before you do anything else. I work with a lot of women who've gone and invested in beautiful photography or beautiful branding or getting their website built or all of these things, but they haven't got these basic foundational non-negotiables in their marketing. When you don't have this, all of that effort and investment, time and energy will be wasted, because we can't come up with really great marketing ideas if we don't know who we're specifically talking to in our business, and these other foundational pieces that are required by every single business, no matter what you do, no matter if you're product-based or service-based or who you serve. Getting these foundations right will allow you to meet and speak directly to the people who are ready to buy from you and work with you. You can start this today in the Brand Magnetism 101 training. Jump in the show notes now. If Instagram is your main platform that you are getting new clients from, and that is not what I suggest, but if it is and that's your prerogative, you really want to not faff about and make sure that it is set up for success. I've created a free checklist that you can grab from the show notes, which covers, I think it's like 25 points. It's definitely not everything that you could do, but it is like really important foundational things you need to have set up in your Instagram profile and in some of your content to make sure that your Instagram is actually operating as a business, not a personal scrapbook, not a personal profile where you're sharing happy snaps with your partner, not something that looks like a dog's breakfast and I have no idea what you're doing in your business. Actually making it really clear and obvious what you do, who for, why they should buy from you specifically, and doing that from even just the profile page on this checklist will get you better results from Instagram. If you have been using Instagram as your main method of marketing your business and you have not given it a once over, sweetie, come on, you need this. It's free. Do it right now. It'll take you about 30 minutes. Block that time out in your calendar and just get it done this week. Stop making excuses. This is actionable. It's doable. It's very, very easy. And it might just fix some of the things that are blocking your Instagram from working for you in the way that you want it to. There are a lot of things that might be blocking your Instagram and stopping people from finding you in the way that you intend them to. And a lot of those things are not caring at all about SEO, not caring at all about search terms, approaching it like a scrapbook, approaching it like a personal account, approaching it like somewhere where you can just share things off the whim, not having any strategy, not having clear messaging, but even really simple things like just not having a really great bio, not having a call to action to tell people what they should do and where should they go, to actually show them the next step that you want them to take on this day in your business, which probably will change throughout the year. All of these things are itemized and listed on this free checklist. $0. You're not having to invest anything other than your attention and your time, and it might just really shake things up for you. The other last little piece that I want to talk about with this is there has been many conversations. It's always a thing, but I feel like it's come up quite a bit lately. I'm just going to outline it because I think sometimes when you're in it, you don't see how silly it is from the outside. But maybe when you're seeing it from the outside in, you can kind of see how unhelpful this thought process is. And what it is people saying that their main goal is to build community, but then being really pissed off and frustrated that they're not making any sales. Building community is something that will probably happen naturally and as a byproduct, even if you just start focusing on sales. But if you are a business, especially a service-based business, building community should not be the highest thing on your list of priorities. It should be getting customers, getting the right customers, making sales, and giving them great results. Product-based businesses, I can see community being a little bit more of a thing and making a little bit more sense. Obviously, if you're running something like a public workshop-based businesses, then maybe there's a level of community there. If you're running a yoga studio, maybe you do need to build community. But for most people that I'm talking to on a daily basis, community should absolutely be the last thing that is on their list. And I want you to understand that if you're that person and you're pissed off about the amount of money that your business is not making, but you're putting your energy behind building community, you, my love, are the problem. That is the last little thing that I'll say about that. This is your call to action. Go grab all of those points from that checklist that you can get right now. You can implement them in less than 30 minutes to optimize your Instagram for sales. There are so many hacks out there. There's so much confusing, conflicting advice. It can be really easy to get very distracted and very overwhelmed, which is specifically why I made this clear, straightforward, simple, and actionable guide for you for free. You're welcome. If you can't tell, getting to share this time with you is something that I find truly sacred. I know that you're busy, but if you've taken anything away from our time spent together today, could you extend the love and share this episode with a friend, your community, or on your socials? Tag me so that I can see it and I can share it too. Or when you have a spare moment, leave the podcast for review. These things cost you nothing and will mean so much to me. Let's get this resource into the hands of more women visionaries and help us collectively move towards our most aligned way of being and doing business together.